Hi guys, Lee here from Trading College with your free market update. Before we dive into the markets this Monday, I want to remind you about our Learn to Trade Live 3-evening event for 2022 January. It starts tomorrow evening. We got 1 day and 3 hours. I'm going to be kicking off proceedings with lifestyle trading, what markets to trade, what strategies I'm using at the moment here at Trading College, what indicators work best, and we'll have a Q&A session as well. Then on Wednesday, Raj is going to present trading probabilities. He's going to be looking at risk-reward ratios, risk management, using historical market data, and then of course we're going to be doing a Q&A session. Then Dan's going to finish off on Thursday evening. Dan is a fantastic day trader. He's really going to be going through pros and cons of day trading, his strategies, what markets are best to trade for day trading, and so on. It is a free event. Don't forget to claim your spot. Just go to our homepage, just hit the button right at the top here, and then claim your free spot. Now, we are nearly at 1,000 attendees. This is a free event. We've only got 1,000 places. We are about 890 places taken already. After this video goes out, we will get more people sign up, guys. So please don't get locked out. Make sure you register for this free event. Let's dive into the markets. Okay, let's start with the German DAX on a 5-minute chart, because this has been red and down. We've rotated all the way down today. It all started on the morning move. So the morning move here on the German DAX, we got this red PTS from the start. This market dropped from 16,000 all the way down to 15,847. So nice 150 point move right out the gate this morning. And then we had this one, which I didn't take. Then I had this one that I took here, this red to the downside momentum trigger, red PTS, and then we've had this all afternoon. It's just sold off from 15,880. That's the red PTS sell signal, and it's been selling off ever since. So what about the Dow? That has also had a decent drop as well. Right out the gate here at 230, we just dropped all the way down. It normally, in the markets we've been seeing over the last 10 years, we've been seeing the stock markets, the Dow, the DAX opening up and then just selling off a little bit and flying higher. We're not seeing that now. We're seeing selling, no buyers stepping in yet. Okay, but there is a bigger backdrop to this. Now, this is such an important chart pattern that you need to look at, because this, let's just get rid of that. Just got rid of the pivot points there for you. Now, if you look at the Dow on the bigger picture, we can see a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. Now, we call that 4 waves. Now, don't mix it up with Elliott waves, but you can see as we make new highs here that the storyteller is actually giving us the yellow line, saying it's losing momentum to the upside. Now, this trend line that we had on the Dow that ran across the high on this weekly chart, we came to that last week at around 37,000, and now from there we're down to 35,000. We could easily, be down 3,000, 4,000 points from that particular high. Now, I was always talking about if we get to that high with the 3 or 4 wave pointing down, we could see a much deeper sell-off, and that's what we're seeing as we speak. So where's the profit target on this? Well, we need to go to the daily chart. If I dive down to the daily chart here and take a look what's happening, well, you can see here we've got a red PTS, the Sunday candlestick, now we've got today's candlestick. So if I turn on the entry, stop and profit targets, that's good. So there's a profit target of 35,197. Now, this is a short side trade because it's gone from green to red here and a red signal. Okay, now if you're somebody that's always long the market, long stocks, and you've done really well for many years, be flexible, because this could see another, where are we? 700 easy points to the downside. And are you going to be somebody who's going to just go flat the market, or are you going to be looking for short trades as well? And I think there's good opportunity here because of that weekly 3 wave that this market could have a much deeper downside move here. And the way this is traded on the weekly, that could certainly happen as we speak today. But I'm not saying it's going to reach these profits to targets today. No, we're not going to see that, I don't think, unless we look at the volatility index here. As we start to see the green PTS 4 days ago, volatility starting to increase. Now, volatility increases to the upside on the VIX, on the index, but the stock markets drop. That's where the volatility increases, guys, to the downside in the stock markets. When the stock market's going up, the VIX is trending downwards. When we see the push higher on the VIX, then we see the stock markets come on down. All right, so NASDAQ is the one really for me as well. I mean, this is a market that has plenty of more downside, and you can see here we got a red PTS back on the 4th of January. Now, if you look at the weekly chart on this one, we're breaking the weekly trend line. Okay, so we've had this trend line that started, well, I've drawn this trend line from November 2020. Remember, a trend line has to have 2 reference points minimum, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're breaking that trend line. So with this red PTS from last week's signal, dropping through this trend line, is it still in an uptrend? Well, when we talk about uptrends, we talk about making higher highs and higher lows. We've seen that on the NASDAQ over the last several years. We've made higher highs and higher lows. Now this move down below the trend line, it's breaking this particular pivot area here, which is around this 15,420, and we're breaking this trend line. Now if we get through 14,380, which is this support area back in the 4th of October, structurally from a trend point of view, it really is breaking this uptrend. This is the first part of it here, but as we get down to this area here, now we normally like to bounce off of moving averages. Now this is going to be a new test of this moving average right here for a long time. I mean, back in 2020, start the spring of 2020. So I think we bounce here, maybe a little rally maybe, and then we go down to the next level. This market is vulnerable, and as we see, we're starting to break structurally here. S&P 500, once again, that's already a red beg your pardon, no it's not. We're in a white situation. If this turns red here, the white means it's sideways choppy price action, but if we turn red on the weekly chart, we could see a big drop down. Now the S&P hasn't got a steeper NASDAQ 4 wave as the NASDAQ has, but it is pretty decent here as we climb higher. You see the S&P here just rolling over a little bit. If you go and take a little look at, let's type in the Russell in here. This is the small caps, Russell 2000. We're all trend predictor down for a few weeks. We're already, much lower here than the peak at 2004.64. Okay, so further downside on the small caps as well. And our good old FTSE 100 has been holding up, and it's been pretty good. We do have a 2 or 3 wave here, so we're making new highs with more weakness and a little bit of less commitment to the upside. If we look at the daily chart, there's no red at all. It's been a beautiful green buy signal back here in 21st December. We reached profit target of 75.24. Looks absolutely lovely, but we are potentially going to be dropping down to 7,400 here, guys. If the stock indexes do want to rally higher, I think the FTSE is a great one. It looks really nice and strong. It's not red on the PTS, but all the others are in vulnerable areas. As we start to see the Dow drop, could we get down to 35,197 pretty quickly here? I don't know. Who knows? I know a lot of people are very much long stocks, and you've got to be flexible in this market. Now, what about gold? Now, gold is an interest. We've had a red PTS sell signal. It's sitting sideways. I think a nice little break below today's low of gold could really set this thing up to the downside. We're red on the PTS, which means we're not buying. If it turned green today, then I would be buying gold, but we're actually red on the PTS. So I'm watching for more downside on gold. Do we break down below 1789? I'm watching that one tomorrow on Tuesday. And let's have a little look at Bitcoin, because that's come under a lot of pressure. Now, a good friend of mine, literally, I would say 2 months ago, just said, buy Bitcoin, buy the cryptos, and they'll always go up. And I said, really, mate, do you really understand about trading? Of course he doesn't. But a lot of people just buying cryptos and expect them to go up. Now, it seems to have quietened recently, because since November, really, we've had this, and in early this 2022, we've had this sell-off. I think Bitcoin in the long term, definitely. But if you're trying to time these markets, we've been red PTS since the start of this year. Okay, and we've hit profit target of 40,806. Seems quiet in the cryptos. When it starts to push higher, all the newsletters come through. All my mates are ringing me up. Should I buy Bitcoin, or what coin should I buy? But at the moment, it's all very quiet, which is very interesting. And that's why I say the timing of these trades is important, I think, because you can sit underwater in a position for like months on end. Okay. Join me tomorrow evening. We're going to talk trading. We're going to talk day trading as well, and how the markets have been performing over these last couple of weeks. And I'll speak to you soon. Don't forget to register, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.